I don't know. Why can't if people are average, just be like, yeah, I'm average. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah. It's also.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, thank you. It also I think it has like to do with whether or not it's getting reinforced. Like if someone is like telling the person that they're gorgeous, like all the time, or a group of people are, a series of people, then, I mean, they could be the ugliest person on the planet. Like it doesn't, if it's getting reinforced, the idea, then they're going to continue to think it.
But I feel like there's a difference here between men and women, because I think a lot of women will conflate sexual interest with long-term romantic or dating interest. Because men will sleep with a girl who we're not even all that physically attracted to. I'm not saying all men do this, but like men will just, like, if a woman makes herself sexually available, a man will have sex with, like, here's the scenario. If a man is in a room with like a woman who's like 1, 2, 3 points below him, average, she could even be average looking, they're in a bedroom, she wants to have sex with him, nobody has to know, there's no chance of pregnancy, no chance of STD, a lot of guys are just gonna be like, okay, I'll do it, fuck it. I don't think the same applies if a woman's alone in a room, there's no chance of pregnancy, no chance of STD, he's like definitely less attractive than you are, you would consider him like kind of unattractive. I don't think most women, like, and nobody ever finds out, your friend doesn't find out, and nobody knows, I don't think a lot of women go for it. I don't think a lot of women are, okay, fuck, yeah, sure, we'll fuck.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Very profound sex difference. But yeah, that's like the thing. It's like men think about sex all the time. So if like some woman, like you just said, just to reiterate it, if a woman is like, I am open for sex, then like that's a whole line of men. They're going to line up. It's not the same vice versa, you know?
Yeah. Because there's another difference here. So men sleep with who they, women sleep with who they want, men sleep with who they can. So what is this kind of, how does this impact the dating landscape? So as a guy, if I sleep with a girl, I think there's a really high probability I can get her into a relationship. But as a woman, if you sleep with a guy, I think that probability is way lower. Way lower.
Yeah. So you're saying from her perspective, or you're saying that, sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
So if I can sleep with a girl, I have a pretty strong level of confidence. I can then take her and bring her into a relationship. Like very high confidence level. Not always, but like pretty high. Whereas a woman, if you just have sex with a guy fairly quickly, I don't think that there's a high probability of a woman with a strong guarantee of being able to get a given guy into a relationship.
The way I think about it, it's like a reward system. So it's like system. Because men, like, sex is so rewarding to them. So if you hold, it is.
Is it though?
It's like, so if
y'all
you
are the ones who like can have multiple orgasms and
but like
fucking legs twitching. Like,
on a neurological level, it is. It's like it's so
more rewarding for men.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah,
they release more dopamine.
Yeah. So it's like that's why.
Doesn't it release more like oxytocin or whatever?
In women.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but yeah. I mean, the thing is there have been studies done on this, and that the hypothalamus and the amygdala are activated in male brains. That doesn't necessarily happen in female brains. We could go, into that. But, there's a sex difference in terms of arousal. It's been like well documented. So men are more stimulated by these, I don't want to repeat myself, but these visual sexual stimuli are more reinforcing to men than they are to women. So I think what that may suggest is that men are just very easily, if I'm being honest with you, men are just, they're very prone to being on this like reward system of if they do something, then they'll get sex. If they do something, then they'll get sex. It's not really the case with women.
Yeah, it's the anticipation.
I actually
it's not.
You know what?
No, but
maybe you're right, But in my own experience, I flip that shit around. Oh, you did the laundry for me? You get sex. Oh,
But,
you
like,
cooked? Boom. I flip that shit
find
around.
that
Definitely not
rewarding,
the
though.
only man to do that, but it
I
doesn't.
flip that shit.
Unless
It
you
doesn't
were like,
always work in a sense. So women
Flip
isn't
it.
always looking for that.
Looking
Yeah,
for
I
that.
know.
That's not
I'm
really
looking-
a reward for a woman. It's fun.
What's
Don't
a
get me
reward? The sex?
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, because because
You
It's
gotta find a guy
fun.
who does it.
well because the reward is in
Okay.
the reward is in orgasm.
yeah, so
But-
The reward is in
Right.
the orgasm is
If it
reinforcing.
happens, right?
Yeah, no, I'm saying for men, like men,
for men,
yeah,
right,
men
absolutely.
orgasm a lot more than women do. The average woman
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
orgasm that often,
Right,
so
right. It's
not
the
that
reward
rewarding.
is in the orgasm. So if women orgasmed as often as men do, then they would probably have more sex in theory. But it's just like when you have sex with a woman and you make her orgasm, she get crazy and she want it all the time. I know, I got a girlfriend, but you know, it's always been that. Like once a woman orgasms, because women don't orgasm that often, you find that the same effect occurs.
Right,
She's
right.
experienced with that guy, and then she wants it from that guy because she knows that guy can make her orgasm.
right. So then you're saying that. So then, where would you say, just out of curiosity, like the sex differences?
The sex difference
So-
is one
Here,
in
pinpoint it.
well,
Yeah.
it starts in the brain. The men pursue sex more because the part of the brain that's responsible for sexual pursuing, initiating, is larger in men. It's the
right,
medial
right,
preoptic area. So then that's where the drive for sex comes, and then testosterone reinforces that.
Yeah.
Makes men even. Like if women take testosterone, their sex drives get higher. Like that's been done.
Yeah.
That study has been done as well. And then of course it's the orgasm. So there's a physiological response, a physical response, and a psychological. It's all the above. Men are
Yeah.
just hardwired for sex because we want to procreate. We want
Right.
to propagate our genes.
And-
so we have to take advantage of every sexual opportunity almost that comes along because we don't get sexual opportunities as
Right.
often as women do. Like you said, you have men obsessing over you. I can tell you 99% of men don't have women obsessing over them.
Right, I know they don't, and
so-
yeah.
Yeah, so the stimulus for you is essentially you become more desensitized to it as a woman because it's like guys always come at me. But as a guy, you don't have that experience with women coming at you. So when they do, you're overstimulated. That's why a lot of guys, when they come into money or they come into fame, what do? They fuck a lot of women because they never experienced that. They've never been exposed to that. That's the
Yeah.
biological differences.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, if you want to go back to like the perspective of evolutionary psychology, women historically have invested more in their
Exactly.
offspring, so they're going to be a lot more selective. Also, you know, a woman is born with all the eggs she'll ever have, and that's a pretty sensitive thing. Whereas men, you know, they can
We keep
disperse their
yeah.
sperm wherever and not invest. So that's probably, you know, the root, if you want to look at the genetic root, the biological root.
Yeah,
of
sexual
why
selection
women,
theory.
Right. Of why women are kind of more so looking for that investment compared to men, whereas men are a lot less selective. But I know that Brian disagrees with me.
He agrees. He's just talking about in his case.
What's that?
I said he just talking about in his case. He agrees generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, we're going to go to Twitch, guys.